Het-Heru, Assalamu alaikum, Haru Nefer. This is Kasak Ma Keparu with another broadcast for you. And today I'm just coming from the magical supply shop, and I got me some really cool stuff here. You know, one of my favorite shows as a kid was The Monsters, and I always loved Grandpa's laboratory in the basement because he had all these potions and powders. So I always wanted to have that when I grew up, and now I have it, and every now and then I run out of supplies, so I have to stock up. And I always go to several different magical supply shops because one doesn't usually have everything I need. But anyway, I digress. Let me cross the street here and not get killed and then have to be reincarnated and do this video all over again. But I wanted to talk to you about 3 quick ways to shift to a parallel reality. Many of you have been emailing me and you've been talking about how you've been working with trans-surfing or doing your techniques in terms of trying to shift to a new reality when it's more conducive to what you want. But you're complaining and you're saying it's taking such a long time. And as you know, one of the prerequisites is that you hold your state. You maintain the feeling and the emotion of the world that you want to be in, and when your frequency attunes to that, your reality will change. Well, what I want to do right now is I want to give you guys 3 techniques that can accomplish that quicker. And you can actually use these techniques I'm going to share with you in combination with the standard techniques that you use for trans-surfing or even with the law of attraction, okay? Because I know a lot of you work with that based on things like The Secret and all that. So here we go. Let me do this really quick so that you guys can shift and you don't have to spend so much time in this alternate reality that's horrible and it's full of psychopaths and it's ruled by the 1%ers, the global elite, who just want to do all kinds of bad, nasty things. But okay, let's get down to business. All right. The first technique is going to be subliminal affirmations, and these affirmations work really well when you combine them to things like music. So the way you would do this is you would create a music track, and on the second track subliminally put down the affirmations for what you want in your life. So if I want wealth, an abundance of wealth, then I would have the nice soothing music played. And then I would say, I am wealthy. I attract wealth. I have abundance. And this wouldn't be audible to you on a conscious level, but it would go right directly into the subconscious mind. And this is done by a lot of department stores very cleverly to get you to buy things, to become a super consumer. So like if you ever walk into the department store and you heard like this like weird, what they call, I guess, elevated music, well, that's really subliminal suggestions. The music, yes, is all you hear consciously, but unconsciously they have tracks there which are telling you to buy more. And this was done, I think, back in the 50s, where in the movies, doing the previews, they would throw in frames within the old style film strips, frames of popcorn and soda, and they found out that I think it was the 50s, late 50s, early 60s, that the popcorn sales and drink sales would go up. And again, consciously, all you saw was just a trailer for a movie or something, but the frame would go by so fast you wouldn't consciously perceive it. So it influenced you through the subconscious mind to go out there and buy, to go to the concession stand and buy some popcorn. So anyway, that's number 1, subliminal affirmations. And I've given you guys some powerful affirmations in the past. One of the best ones that I use is I say, why am I so wealthy? Why am I so lucky? Why do I have so much abundance? Because then that forces the subconscious mind to validate something that you currently believe is. and that's very important. All right, I'm at this food market here, and I'm so happy to have a lot of natural foods and stuff. So, next one, and this is a very, very important one, which is binaural beats. Now, what are binaural beats? Okay, so you need to go on the internet, Google this. They have a lot of music tracks that you can listen to that are binaural beats, and what they do is they attune the brain waves to a certain frequency. And if you really look into this, you'll find that there are binaural beats for just about anything, for healing, for example, getting rid of a headache, sore stomach, attracting wealth, attracting a mate, looking prettier. All right, so binaural beats are a great way to shift you to another reality, to align with your wishes and your desires. You want that house that has 6 rooms and 8 bathrooms and a whirlpool, then you need to find out which binaural beat will attract to you abundance. So go and do some research, and if you're having a hard time finding that, just email me at kasonk@gmail.com. Next and last one is, and this is my favorite, mantras, or we call them hekaus. All right, that's the Kemetic name for it, the hekau. And mantras, as you know, the goddess Sekert is known for the 72 mantras. And with those 72 mantras, she governs the universe. She literally makes creation. And you could also, correspond to her to the god Ptah. So they are very much similar. Now, if you do your research into Indus Kush and Indian religion, you will find that in those traditions they have a lot of mantras or cows to the goddess Shakti or the Vedic traditions, and they have literally hundreds of mantras. And these mantras, when recited, create a vibrational frequency within the body. And what they do is they basically shift you, because you're composed of particles, right, that are already vibrating. So you have a natural vibrational frequency, which is pretty much tying you to this reality. But when you recite the mantras, they change the vibrational state to a certain frequency that aligns with what you're looking for. So if you are looking for wealth, then you can recite a certain mantra that then will shift you to that reality where you do have the wealth. And these mantras, which are words that you read, aren't the same as reading in the bastardized English language version, meaning if I say he ran, that has no tonal resonance. But a mantra does have a resonance. It's a vibration. So one of the first mantras was Om, and that's what brought creation into being. So if you were to say it, for example, if you would just read it Om, and it would mean nothing, and it wouldn't do anything for you. But when you are chanting it, as a mantra should be chanted, then you would make sure that from your vocal cords are vibrating. So it would be like Om, Om. And sometimes you'll hear the Buddhist monks chanting that. And it's very prevalent in movies. You'll see those. Okay, so you want to pick a mantra that will align you to the reality that you want. Now, let me add something to this, because not everything works for everybody. In magic, there is no one size fits all. What does that mean? That means that even though a mantra says, or say for example a specific herb says that it's for attracting wealth, it doesn't mean that it's going to work for you and attract wealth. Well, what does it mean? It means this, that sometimes in life we have psychic blocks Those psychic blocks can be caused by things that happened in our past life or that have happened in this life through the social engineering or how you were brought up by your parents. So, for example, if you want to attract a mate, but the real issue is you have abandonment issues stemming from your father abandoning you or mother. So you can get the mantra or the herb to attract a mate, but it's not going to happen until you address the underlying core, which is the abandonment issues. So what you're going to need is an herb or something that deals directly with your fear of being alone or fear of being abandoned. And then like a dam that when it bursts and the water flows, then the wealth will flow without the need of the wealth herb or mantra. Do you understand what I'm saying? So that's what you have to think about, because a lot of people will purchase the herbs or start reciting the mantra, and then they'll say, well, it hasn't worked. Well, that's because you're not addressing the underlying cause. And that's very important that you understand that, because people just go online and research things and they're saying, oh, this mantra says it attracts money. And then when it doesn't work, they start to just blame the whole practice and say, oh, that new age stuff or that witchcraft stuff doesn't work. It just doesn't work. But it does. It does. You have to understand how to practice it and how it works. So that's the 3 quick techniques that can allow you to shift to an alternate reality, a parallel reality, and do it fairly quickly if you use these in the correct manner. And as I said before, you can actually combine these with the law of attraction, with the other things you're working on, and it should have a more immediate effect for you if you're doing it correctly. So try that out. Try out the subliminal affirmations, all right? Try out the binaural beats, and try out the mantras or the hekau. I personally love the mantras because I have seen how they really work, and they're very powerful. And if you don't use the right ones, you can mess up your life. All right? I mean, true story, I used the wrong mantra, and I had a stalker. And it was a really bad situation. It happened about 2 years ago. So I'm very careful now about the mantras that I use, and I test them out first, because they can be very powerful and the results can show up right away. But anyway, I think I'm at my destination. So well, you know what? Hit the like button if you like this video. Subscribe to my channel, and consider giving us a donation or supporting our Patreon campaign. You can do so for as little as $1, and there are perks when you support it. You'll not only get some really cool videos and white papers and things of that nature, but you will be helping us to make more books and stuff. All right, so and you know, there's exclusive videos there. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope it really helps you in your magical practices. This is Kasak Ma'at Keperu, son of Ma'at, Amen Ra.